roads lead to 2024. Wherever you go these days, the big question is what is happening? Who has the edge? And who better than the one and only Yashwant Deshmukh, one of India's foremost psephologists, from the US elections to the Indian elections. Yashwant Bhai's plate is full. And if there was a municipality election in Varanasi, Yashwant Bhai would be equally passionate about that election as well.
I will probably more passionate about that being from Banaras. Both of us would be more passionate about the municipal election in Banaras. I know that for sure.
Always fun to be with you, Yashwant Bhai. आजकल जहां भी जा रहा हूं, हमारे रेस्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी पे जो हमारा ये डिजिटल ब्रॉडकास्ट है, हमारे नए डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म स्क्विरल्स पे, सब लोग मुझसे सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछ रहे हैं. वो ये पूछ रहे हैं कि अब की बार 400 पार, अब की बार 400 plus, is this a mere slogan or what is this according to you?
I think it is more than a slogan. It's a perfect political strategy in multiple formats. See how many things they have achieved with what, with Prime Minister saying ab ki baar 400 par or hamare liye 370. See how many things have happened since then. First of all, the moment he said that, he shifted the entire narrative and discussion from the fact that is there going to be a third term? How comfortable will be the third term? Will they be, crossing 272 on their own or 300 on their own? All of a sudden, that doubtful discussion got over and everybody is discussing whether it will be 370 or whether it will be 400. So basically considering that 300 plus is already a done deal and this. So
is it already a done deal? Is 300 plus in your words already a done deal?
I mean, if you will ask me as on today, because we do the trackers on a daily basis, so I can tell you what's on the ground as on today, 300 plus is a done deal. If I look into the numbers right now. Now, for the entire election campaign to happen, where it will eventually land, up or down, that's a different thing. And we are going to come up next week with our ABP numbers. I mean, the last one were India Today, MOT, and as you know it, where we had said that very clearly that BJP is 300 plus and Alliance are like 25 to 30 plus, and that's how they are crossing 330 at that point of time in January. So, so number one, that the narrative changed, narrative shifted, from 300 plus to 400 plus. That's a big deal for the narrative to change, number one. Number two, which I kind of kept on thinking, what is it that he is achieving from doing that? Prime Minister is not a kind of a person himself, personally speaking, who would utter something just for the heck of uttering it. There is a, he does and says something which a really long, meticulous thought process. So I realize there are two more things which we have to keep in account. Number one, he doesn't want anyone to even remember what 2004 was like in that way, that there should be no complacency. Number one. So if you will go around with the same target, then there is a sense of complacency. And then the cadre needs a new target. When you give a new target to an excited cadre, that okay, now the aim is not 300 but 400.
But Yashwantji, you and I both know, and you made the right point about 2004. You see, in 2004, when India was shining, and the same question was there, that there's a big question mark before Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Who other than Atal Bihari Vajpayee? Much like who other than Narendra Modi right now? Help us understand the difference in your mind between 2004 and 2024.
Yes, I mean, I did a lot of number crunching after Prime Minister said that. And, I actually spent 3 days just to line down my notes, pulling out my notes from 2004 aftermath, what went wrong and where. And then basically I came down to one key number, that the baselines have changed. For example, in 1999, when Mr. Vajpayee became the Prime Minister, he won a decisive mandate for NDA, right? At that point of time, BJP vote share was approximately 24% and the Congress vote share was 28%. That means when Atalji won a mandate, Congress vote share was 4% more than the BJP. That baseline was good one to at least challenge the BJP that if the Congress takes from 28 to 29 and BJP comes down from 24 to 22, say for example, and that's precisely what happened in 2004. Just 2 points drop, and things went haywire for the BJP. Now, the baseline completely has shifted. Imagine the baseline of 2019 now that we are talking for 2024. 2019 baseline is 37% for the BJP and 19% for the Congress. All right. So from a 4% plus, here we are looking at 18% deficit. So 4 and 18, 22% kind of swing that Congress has to cover if they really want 2004 to happen. So that's a huge call, huge task. And in our MOTN numbers, our BJP is touching 40%, crossing 40%, and Congress is 20%. So it's a 20% gap. So this downfall of the Congress is something which is literally ensuring that 2004 repetition is not possible. However, Prime Minister doesn't want his cadre to be complacent about it.
And therefore, the notion of the alliance, which is in making, whether it's the Akali Dal or in Odisha that we've seen with Naveen Patnaik. But let me ask you a more pointed question: the southern parts of the country, Yashwant, a lot of speculation on whether the BJP is now in a position to be a primary party in southern parts of the country as well. We saw what had happened when B.S. Yedurappa was the chief minister, when he was the person who sort of ensured that the BJP flag was flying in Karnataka, which became the first bastion for the BJP in the southern states. Now, what are you picking up in the Telugu territory, for instance, in Andhra and Telangana, where the BJP has thrown in a lot? There is Chandrababu Naidu in alliance potentially with the BJP. There is Jagan Reddy on good terms with the BJP. Where is the BJP's position in the Telugu territory, to be specific?
Well, they are only at play as such in Telangana. And Telangana, they should be doing good. However, Congress will be doing better. Simply because right now, it's again a churning inside. Basically, Congress is in a pole position, BRS is number 2 and BJP is number 3. And that has changed in MOTN as BJP coming as number 2 and BRS going to number 3. However, beyond that, Telangana territory, in Andhra Pradesh, Congress and BJP both are absent. So the 25 seats of Andhra Pradesh, no matter who wins, just like in Kerala, 20 seats, no matter who wins, will be going to UPA. I guess that Odisha and Andhra Pradesh have become similar kind of territories for the BJP. No matter
so whoever wins ultimately will be on the side.
Exactly. 25 seats of Andhra and 21 seats of Odisha. I mean, these make almost 20, 40 and 5 and 6, basically 46 seats in their kitty. Out of which, even if you take around Odisha 10 odd seats that the BJP had already won, you are still looking at 36 seats cushion for them.
And would that then imply, if we are looking at, let's say, the state of Odisha and the state of Andhra Pradesh, primarily as NDA states, whoever wins now, what about Karnataka, where there is a Congress government in part of the center? Are you picking up anything in Karnataka? Is anything going to change, or much of what we saw in 2019?
Things are gonna change in favor of the BJP after the assembly election. See, what has happened that even during the assembly election, when in the exit polls and in other trackers, we were saying Congress is going to win hands down. We predicted that, but even in that sample, when we were asking people, who would you have voted for if the Lok Sabha election would have happened today? At that point of time, almost 10% swing, reverse swing was there in the voting intent. And also not to forget that BJP did a master class as far as getting JDS into their account is concerned. Because if JDS would have gone along with the Congress, then the Congress having already an upswing and added with the JDS, their vote share probable would be crossing 40%. That would have been a difficult mountain for BJP to climb, even with the 10% reverse swing. So I think they did a very smart thing. They realized that 10% Vocaligas that are JDS territory, and they are going to leave 3 seats precisely for in the Vocaliga territory for JDS. And by the way, the most active player of Karnataka politics, D.K. Shivkumar, he is a Vocaliga and he is from that territory only. So basically, he has left that contest of D.K. Shivkumar versus JDS to one corner, so that JDS is, and both of them are focused with each other, and they get a walkover in 25 seats of sorts. So So from a potential loss of almost 20 seats, they have reduced that to a potential loss of only 5 seats in Karnataka. And we don't know even that loss will remain there eventually by the time election results happen.
And throw some light also the state of West Bengal, Yashwantji. Sandesh Khali is a big political story of our times. We've seen what's happened with Shahjahan Sheikh, the Trinamool Congress leader, now being handed over to the CBI under huge controversy and contentious circumstances. Game is still there in favor of the BJP, or you think Mamta Didi is beginning to wrest some advantage or ceding ground more?
Bhupen, West Bengal is going to be mother of all election as far as I am concerned in these particular rounds. I mean, rest of the India is one side and West Bengal is altogether a different territory. And yes, times are tough for Mamata Banerjee. She is a smart, very smart politician, but she is a tight spot. As far as the data and the trackers that we are looking at, I think it's going to be a fight for each and every of those 42 Lok Sabha seats. And rest of the areas, like for example, when I talked to you last time, I had red flag 4 states, Karnataka, Bengal, Bihar, and Maharashtra. And look at the way the BJP has tackled in the last 6 months. At least 3 states they have tackled all the red flag one. In Karnataka, they brought in Vokalega votes and JDS to their frame. In Bihar, I mean, obviously, the mother of all pendulums happened again, and Nitish Kumar walked back. So Nitish Kumar himself is going to have a problem, but because him coming over, BJP's numbers are going to remain intact or go for surplus. So they control the damage in Karnataka, control the damage in Bihar, and then the way they are going about in Maharashtra. Yesterday, I was reading that BJP is going to contest 36 seats because they realize that people who are going for Modi dividend, they are going to vote more on a BJP symbol, but not on Eknath Shinde or not on certainly not on Ajit Pawar camp. So they have increased the BJP seats in the seat sharing thing, and they are going around well. I guess that Maharashtra will again start turning around to their side very quickly. And that leads you finally to the mother of all battles, that is West Bengal, because there is less of any alliance, India alliance or BJP alliance kind of thing. Mamata Banerjee said no to left, certainly, and also to the Congress, because she understands one thing very clearly. The residual vote bank of Congress and left that they got in the last assembly election movement was about 10%, 5% each. I mean, if you club them together. Now, many a times people feel that, oh, this 10%, if they go with Mamata, BJP will be wiped out. It doesn't work that way because that residual vote bank of the left and the Congress doesn't have any Muslim vote in that anymore. Because Muslims had already polarized for Mamata in the last assembly election. It's a saturation polarization. You know, it cannot add anything to it. Now, the vote bank that is remaining with the left and the Congress is essentially anti-TMC. And if she takes them into the alliance, then the chances of their vote shifting to the BJP is more than they are bringing along their votes to Mamata camp. This is why she wants left to contest all 42 seats. She wants better even Congress contest all 42 seats, you know, so that they take away the angry and those kind of vote, which are anti-TMC vote, and BJP doesn't get, you know, the benefited out of it by the complete polarization of the anti-Mamata vote bank on that side. But Sandesh has become a googly. Sandesh Khali has become a googly.
And finally, a word from you on Amethi, Yashwantji. The buzz now is that the Congress party strategizers want Priyanka Gandhi to contest from Raebareli and Rahul Gandhi once again to take on Smriti Irani in Amethi. We saw what had happened in 2019, where the sum total of independents who were contesting in Amethi was more than the victory margin that Smriti Irani had over Rahul Gandhi. So strategically also, you know, the BJP was well way ahead of the Congress party. Do you think anything is changing on the ground in UP which would have made the Congress strategizers once again ask Rahul Gandhi to go to Amethi?
You see, they should contest. I mean, first of all, leaving Amethi or Raebareli doesn't help Congress. So regardless of the result, they should contest. Raebareli could be safer for Priyanka if she decides to contest there, because Samajwadi Party Alliance and the Congress, they together polled about Samajwadi Party candidates polled about 37% in Raebareli Lok Sabha area in the last assembly election. and Congress candidate polled about 13%. So if you club them together, it's roughly about 50% vote share that Raebareli is offering to this alliance. But the same thing is not true about Amethi. Amethi, forget about polls, surveys, trackers, and everything. Let's simply even look at it from the journalistic and reporter's perspective. Okay, this lady, Smriti Irani, has been going around in Amethi like a proper working member of parliament. I don't have the numbers, but I won't be surprised if somebody actually counts and prop up that Smriti Irani has visited Amethi more in the last 5 years than the Gandhis have visited Amethi in the last 50 years put together. All right. So going from the very basics of the politics, that if you are there for your people, if you know thousands of workers by their name, and if you are going around attending 5 funerals and 10 weddings and so on and so forth, you are likely to make a base, you know. And Smriti Irani, I think, is a tough climb. It's no more, Amethi is no more a seat of Rahul Gandhi. Amethi is now a seat of Smriti Irani. The question is, can Rahul Gandhi dislodge her? The answer is not that impossible, but absolutely improbable for us 2 reasons. Number one, that how many times Rahul Gandhi visited Amethi in the last 5 years after getting defeated? Number one. Number two, Wayanad. I still believe that if Rahul Gandhi would not have gone to Wayanad, Amethi would have been a much closer fight. You know, so just because you left an area, you dumped an electorate saying that I'm moving to Wayanad, you know, people feel betrayed. People just like, you know.
So the potential of actually Smriti Irani's potential victory margin is higher. Would that be a safe conclusion to draw today?
Absolutely. I will not be surprised that potential victory margin of Smriti Irani could be much higher than what everybody is speculating about. But as a strategist, I would still want Rahul Gandhi to contest, because if you leave the contest, what sort of leadership that you are trying to do?
All right. Yashwantji, great pleasure speaking to you. We look forward to having you more on this platform as we try and decipher what really is changing, what's cooking on the minds of the great Indian voter. Thanks so much, Yashwantji, for joining us.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.